it's just going to be about rotations as well. If they can have a pick when you're overextended and you're pushing too far to either side, that's when you can pick up the kills. That's when you can sort of roam. But at the moment, it's just going to be otherwise just sort of playing safe. But it's interesting to see. I mean, oh, sorry.
Oh no, we're going on.
Oh no, I was just saying, it's interesting to see with the matchups. With Thrall versus Vala, I'm not really sure who I favor that one to. I mean, Vala can push quite hard, but then again, Thrall given the chance and lands his Spirit Wolf on Vala and to stun her, like, she can take a lot of damage in return. So it's interesting to see that matchup.
There's a sustain difference. There's also the sustain difference. I mean, Thrall can actually deal with a lane and also come out of it rather well, whereas the Vala doesn't really have any sustain, so she will have to
eventually
really
she'll get whittled down. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just play it easy. That was nice. Did you see that? Exodia took over the bottom lane, so Thrall, because he could solo on the siege camp, he just sort of covered for his team members so they wouldn't lose any experience. So that was nicely done.
Yeah, and at the same time, the Fluffy Murlocs are going to be able to take their own siege camp, and it's actually in a pretty good spot with the curse, with the tribute spawning on the bottom side of the map. So that top lane will be pushing as the hammer is starting to come down. Got a very long way to go, and even though the hammer is a little bit far behind, they do have a little bit of a better position, but they are going to probably be poked away. They are not able to get it just yet, and with their 2 damage dealers quite a fair bit away, the Fluffy Murlocs are going to get a lot of damage down onto the Johanna, who is going to have to get away. The Tyrael is in the middle of it, but John here has arrived, and he is getting a lot of damage done here. He hasn't sieged up, he is just going with those ordinary clicks. He is going to drop the Tyrael quite low, but the damage is going down very much onto the red team. They are very low. They are going to be able to get away, but the Shadow goes in, and here comes the resets. Manages to take out one, takes out another, and that is going to be a clean fight going over to the Fluffy Murlocs. They will get 4 kills. It looks like they're going to get all 5. The Polymorph going down, the Thrall is still alive. He's not going to be able to get... He does manage to get away, but that is going to be a very clean fight. 4 for nothing in favor of the Fluffy Murlocs, and they also get the tribute.
Frostwolf resistance kicking in there for poor Thrall, but that just... Oh my goodness, the poke was just sort of really what sort of made it an awkward team fight there for NA Week. They just couldn't quite get in. They were taking too much damage from the Shadow and from Madhax just poking at them with a multi-shot and the orb, Leeming's orb. So they just, Fevertron just took way too much damage, and then once you sort of one team member falls, the resets start happening, and that's just when things started falling apart. So it's unfortunate to see that, yeah, they kind of got there before then, but a hammer could never siege up either. And down in the bottom there...
getting aggressive on, manages to get stunned up, but with the Brightwing around to polymorph away the Thrall, he should be able to get away and get healed up from the Brightwing, but that's a little bit worrying that Madhax is able to get caught out like that, and this hammer is going to start sieging up, but is going to be forced away just a little bit. But Madhax is, they're trying to get some very aggressive trading, but in the end, the healing from the Brightwing is going to make the difference. And again, we have the tribute spawning on the bottom side, and again, the red team are in position first.
I mean, they're playing aggressive, but as you said, that Brightwing's just sort of just nullifying all of it. And I mean, that's the one beautiful thing about Brightwing, that passive heal doesn't cost any mana, so it's really not costing Brightwing anything. But oh my gosh, here we go!
Oh, they're going in. The Vala gets aggressed upon it. The Muradin's going very low. It's almost taken out, but will manage to get away thanks to the Brightwing. The Thrall is on the side, but not able to get too much done, apart from a few lightning strikes here and there, but they are going to be forced back, and it's just going to be another battle of poke, and it looks like the poke is just a little bit too good on the side of Fluffy Murlocs. They are going to move forward. The Murder goes flying in, but takes a lot of damage. Pandemonium goes very low. They will get polymorphed, and they try to take him out. The Murder is very low as well. A lot of damage coming in from the Leeming. They're not able to get one just yet. They are going to force him away. The Vala is playing very forward as well as the Leeming. They are not afraid of this red side team, and they are going to keep on going forward. The Johanna is very low. That's actually 2 kills going down immediately. The Leeming is trying to get some more as John manages to boost himself away, but that is going to be another clean fight going over to the side of the Fluffy Murlocs. That's a 2 for nothing, and also the tribute. So the next tribute is going to be very important.
Tribute and start to look at the experience lead happening now as well. They're a whole level ahead, the Fluffy Murlocs, and they're playing it well. I mean, we sort of knew that NA Week that they really need the heroic ultimates to be able to sort of fight and sort of even the playing ground. They don't have poke. That's the one thing that they're sort of lacking. They've got a little bit, but it's not as strong. It's not really AoE poke. It's not as strong as what the fluffy Murlocs have. But once they have their heroic ultimates, then they can start to level the playing field. So really, all of their focus also needs to be on laning. They can't let themselves go too far because fluffy Murlocs are about to get their heroic ultimate talent, and then that's going to change the next team fight, which is about to happen soon because the tribute's spawning.
Yeah, it's a very good timing for the Fluffy Murlocs managing to get the heroics just at the time that the third tribute is coming up. So they are just NA Week is just going to give this up. They realize that they're not in the best of positions to fight right now. They are going to give it up and try and just recoup that experience loss elsewhere on the map. But it's going to be a very strong push in all three lanes.
Just calling out, Lei Ming's taken Wave of Force, so I think that was quite a smart choice to sort of peel back in case she gets in trouble instead of just trying to go for the more aggressive Disintegrate build. And Valor going all in with Strafe, not taking that Rain of Vengeance like I thought she might for this map, but maybe just wanting to deal as much damage as possible and Tyrael picking up Sanctification to help keep his team members safe. Otherwise, nothing too out of the ordinary for the other two. Brightwing's taken up Blink Heal and Meridian's taken up Avatar.
Yeah, not too much out of the ordinary, just rather standards. And they are going to be, NA Week are going to be able to defend it just enough to get their ultimates, but they have lost a fort on the top side, and they are... the Brightwing is actually going to be forced to keep on healing this Meridian, who is gone very low thanks to the hammer. But in the mid lane, there's one kill already going over to the side of Fluffy Murlocs, and they're going to keep on chasing. Lei Ming's going in, but the Mighty Gust has to be used to try and get them away, and that's going to be a nice kill going over to Fluffy Murlocs.
That was really nicely done. I mean, they sort of get in, get out. They knew not to overcommit, and their curse was in. Yeah, exactly. They knew not to overcommit and kind of get caught around the fortification, especially with the curse ending. So they just wanted to get the kill, secure it, and then just bye, see you later. And also forcing that Falstad to use his Mighty Gust as well. So, I mean, now he's got to wait in case... Yeah, it's quite good. They can be quite happy with that. But like you said, John, as well, just holding down the bottom lane there, getting as much experience for his team as possible.
Yeah, but there are now 4 members in the bottom side of the map. So actually, there's all 5, and John is going to get caught out. He is going to get stunned. The Sundering was actually taken as it was used to try and help John, but that is not going to be enough, and that is going to be another kill going over to Fluffy Murlocs, and they are turning onto the boss, but with many members on the side of NA Week, maybe this could be a chance for them to turn it around, but it doesn't look like they even know.
It doesn't look like they know, and maybe they just don't want to sort of fight, because we've got Grumshot just sort of making sure that he's like the living ward for the team. But really, there was no contention just going on there. I don't think they were really in a position to fight, and they didn't want to. They're still just trying to sort of recuperate their losses and fight together as a team with all of the ultimates up together.
A little bit interestingly enough, the Tyrael did use the Sanctification to I guess, secure that
I
boss.
wasn't sure if it was a misclick or, yeah, like you said, just making sure.
Maybe he was expecting some kind of Mighty Gust play, but the file side has been very visible on the top side of the map, but all the Rhaegar is getting caught out, and that's going to be another kill, and they're going to be able to keep on pushing while the 3 members from NA Week were on the bottom side dealing with the boss, and this should be the middle fort going down.
I mean, if you were in this position, now you really have to think, all right, now we've got to make the plays, but we've got to make a smart play. You've got to catch team members out. You've got to sort of be there setting up at the tribute. Like, Hammer needs to be sieged up already, and then Fluffy Murlocs needs to be walking into this sieged up Hammer. So it shouldn't be like you're just sort of... That's, I guess, why as well they're losing a lot of their effectiveness, because they're just coming too late to the tribute points, and they're not able to get that little setup that they need.
Yeah, and here they come for this next tribute. The Blue side have set up quite well, and the Hammer hasn't been able to set up that zone of control just yet as the Murloc goes in very aggressively. The Sundering does land on multiple members, but no follow-up as the damage is starting to go across on both sides. The Sanctification is really good, and they're doing a lot of damage. The Ancestral Kill is good to set the Johanna, but the rest of the team is just falling. That's 2 kills going down, and that's a lot of their damage down. The far side is going to use the Gust to try and get them out. They will manage to disengage for a little bit, but a lot of damage coming out from that Lei Ming, and they are going to be able to get out, but that is already yet another lost fight for NA Week.
NA Week must be hurting. They're just trying to, I guess, find sort of little breaks there. As you said, Thrall did hit multiple members of their Fluffy Murlocs team, but there was just no follow-up. They just couldn't get into position. And then Thrall's Tyrael Sanctification just making sure that no one was going to be lost in this team fight, in this exchange here.
Yeah, and the experience lead is just growing and growing. And the Fluffy Murlocs are almost to that 16, level 16 with that, and they'll have yet another talent advantage. So it's going to be hard for NA Week to get back into this game, but what do you think they need to do to actually try and get back into this game? Because right now they are just trying to get some of that experience all around the map with this foul side, and it's just splitting all across the map anyway.
They really just need to play defensively, and as I said, they just need to be able to sort of set up in sort of favourable trades there. And I mean, poor Falstad over there just doing his best to get away from Tyrael, but just being hounded relentlessly. I mean, it's a right step to sort of get Falstad to split push. He just needs to be careful he doesn't die. And then exactly like that, just following up on team members that may have overextended and just sort of taking them out.
He is going to be able to Alderun's mine his way over to the boss, so he will be able to get out away from that, but the Pandemonium is going into the Death Bosh. That is going to be the Rega going down. The Sundering was good, but it's not going to be enough as there's no follow-up. The Sanctification does come down, and they're doing a lot of damage. John is trying to get some damage down, but he is in a bad spot. The Valor is going all on him, and that's going to be the Sergeant Hammer going down, as there's already 2 members down on the side of NA Week, and this should be yet another tribute going over to the side of the Fluffy Murlocs. And yet again, there's another kill for the Valor. Broden just chasing to the ends of the earth, and that is going to be, in the end, a 3-0.
It was a great escape there by Blank. I mean, he was sort of making it look as though he'd been caught out, but just sort of hopping over the wall there and then rejoining up with his teammates. I mean, that's what the communications are there for. He's just saying, you know, I've got some team members on me, come meet me here. And then they just turn the fight instantly, and there you have it. So it's really, as well, a lot of the peel that Brightwing's doing as well is so effective in making sure that team members of NA Week can't do anything. Exodia getting polymorphed there while trying to take out the Li Ming. Just so much peel happening for each team member. And they're really sort of acting as a unit.
Shadow is trying to take out Pandemonium, but manages to miss the Arcane Orb, so the Rhaegar will be able to get away from that, but here comes the push from the blue side. They are going to go very aggressive. The Falstad is in a very awkward position, trying to take out the Shadow, who does go flying in. They manage to take out one, they take out another, and that is just kills, just free kills going over to the blue side, and now it's actually 16 kills to nothing. Fluffy Murlocs, even though these fights have been quite close at some points, have not lost a single member this entire game.
We've just got a lot of good ways to cheat death, whether it be Li Ming's dominance, restoring back her health. Here we go.
The Sundering does get used, and they do go onto the Shadow, who is trying to get away. It does manage to survive for just a little bit longer, and Maddox is going very deep with the strafe, but doesn't actually manage to finish off thanks to the Ancestral. But they are managed to get out of there and actually survive that very solid gank attempt from NA Week, but just yet again, they're just not at the right point to the right power points to try and turn these fights around. And John, taking a lot of damage from that Li Ming, has to back away. So, and here comes that tribute, and it looks like it's going to be yet another curse going over to the side of the Fluffy Murlocs.
How frustrating for NA Week. I really thought they had that one, but Li Ming proving to be a slippery character, teleporting away, and then Brightwing's blink heal to save the day. This Brightwing is doing so much work, and I guess this is maybe why we can see that they were banning out all the other supports. They really...
But John, he's in a bit of an awkward position. He's going to be able to walk himself away as Quads does go into direction, but the Tyrael does go flying in thanks to Alderun's mine, and does manage to John manages to blast him away, so they will just keep on pushing these lanes. The curse is on, so they will be able to keep on pushing, but NA Week is trying to put on a strong defense here in the mid lane.
They've managed to get their level 16 talent, so they've sort of equalized it a bit. But now they've got to be worried about getting that level 20 talent. And oh my goodness, right here, John getting caught out right there by the terrain.
Oh, but they are going to put a lot of the damage down. Tyrael does fall, so that's going to be their first death of the game, but that's going to just... that doesn't really matter, as the rest of the blue team is going to keep on pushing onto this tower, but the Johanna does push forward. Quads is going to be getting caught out of position, takes a lot of damage. The Brightwing is trying to keep him healed. The Sundering is really good, but they're just not able to finish off the mood, and he does manage to fall thanks to the lightning from the Thrall, and the damage is still going down. Even though they are retreating, the blue side are still putting a lot of damage down. The Shadow is at half health, trying to get away, putting a lot of damage down on the Shadow. Goes on, does manage to teleport over the wall as the Falset does go flying in as well, but he takes a lot of damage in return, and that is going to be a one fight over to the side of NA Week, but they did lose that top keep.
They did, but I mean, they saw a chance to take a kill, and they finally secured it. And Li Ming proving to be such a slippery character right there with Grumpshot on Brightwing backing her up. I mean, every time she looks like she's getting in trouble, no, Brightwing's there to bail her out. So quite frustrating for these team members. They would have been better focusing that Valor and sort of slowing her down, trying to collapse on her to pick up another kill. But I mean, it's good. They're now able to at least grab a couple of bruiser camps and just make sure that they can sort of regain and regroup, I guess, right here.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to use that very nice defense to try and just stabilize for a little bit, but it looks like the blue side are going to try for this boss, but the red team are very much aware of this. They are here in time to contest it as well. The red team are going to be able to get onto this one shot as the Brightwing does go falling immediately, so that's going to be making this fight very hard for the blue side. Oh, the Earthquake does come. Oh, that's just the totem. They are going to keep on doing the boss. The NA Week is trying to take it as the Sunring does go down, but it was absolutely denied by the Sanctification, and the boss is still going to go over to the Fluffy Murlocs as they're going to keep on chasing. The multi-shot is going to slow. Quads just lands onto the hammer, and they will manage to take out 4 members in that extended fight, only losing the Brightwing, and they also still get the boss for that.
That's huge, 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 huge. To turn it around after losing your healer. I mean, a lot of what went wrong was just not disengaging themselves from that boss, and one of the team members got snared, and that's just where Fluffy Murlocs saw an opportunity to sort of make sure that they focus down that team member, and then just getting the resets once again from Li Ming and just letting the Shadow kind of run amok. So it's crazy. And then also that Sanctification doing so much work to help keep them in this fight.
Well, yeah, it absolutely denied that the Sundering, so they were able to keep on fighting. It looks like they're just going to go onto the core. The boss is going to be a little bit too much, and there's not enough of a defense, and that is going to be the game going over to the Fluffy Murlocs.
GG. Game 1 goes to them. That was very well played.